Hey, what's up guys? It's the Coaster Battleman here, bringing you my overall analysis on Tigris, the new for 2019 roller coaster coming to Busch Gardens Tampa, and the potential RMC hybrid coming to Busch Gardens Tampa as well in 2020. So let's talk about Tigris first, and shout out to Theme Park Review for making this video, and this is my overall analysis on Tigris so far, and then I'll talk about the potential RMC Gwazi. So let's talk real quick about Tigris as we move through the promos. The promo is actually pretty cool with the tiger, and this will be the largest launch coaster in Florida, the tallest. And this is basically the same thing as Tempesto at Busch Gardens Williamsburg, same restraints, and it's going to be the same layout and everything. So it's going to be okay, I guess. I don't think it'll be great, but it'll have a cool theme to a tiger, basically with Tigris. I think that's a cool name. And I really do like the logo. I think it looks pretty good. Actually, a pretty cool looking logo. You have that tiger with its menacing eyes staring at you, and you have the cool looking G with the paw print. I think that's a pretty cool touch to the logo. I think the logo looks good for this ride, Tigris. It's going to be the same thing as Tempesto. Who knows, it might be better, might not be. But the restraints are going to be the same thing as Tempesto's restraints, as well as Electric Eel, which came to SeaWorld San Diego. It's going to be basically the same thing. They're just themed differently. And overall, I think this will be a decent addition to Busch Gardens Tampa. It's not going to be some huge coaster there that'll be one of their best, like Kumba or Montu. And this ride is another filler coaster, kind of like Cobra's Curse. It was just another filler coaster they needed. And they don't have a coaster that goes backwards, so it is a nice little fit there. But they already have Cheetah Hunt as a launch coaster, but for Bolton and Tempesto, you have Verbolten, which was a launch coaster, and then Williamsburg, they added Tempesto, a triple launch coaster that went backwards, and they needed a coaster that went backwards, so they decided to go with the premier ride, Skyrocket 2, and Busch Gardens Tampa had the same problem, so they did the same exact thing. But just Busch Gardens Tampa, they added Cheetah Hunt in 2011, which was the year I went to Busch Gardens Tampa, when I was like really, really young. But for 2019, I think this will be a really nice addition for them. This coaster won't be like anything special, but it's going to be a nice little filler coaster for them. And I feel like they will attract some guests. And we're going to talk about RMC Gwazi now.
Looks like an awesome ride to me, and I really can't wait to ride it. But you know what? We didn't really want to leave you hanging with just that information for today. We decided we'd give you a little bit something else just while you're here. So, we wanted to make this a little bit of a hybrid attraction announcement for today.
Did you guys just hear what he said? A hybrid attraction announcement. Not only are they announcing Tigris, but they're announcing something in 2020. And he said hybrid, so there is seriously tons of potential for a new RMC hybrid. So RMC, they're the main company that makes hybrids. I feel like that will come.
Not only are we giving you information about 2019, we wanted to give you a little bit something about 2020. So I can't give you all of the details yet, but from Gwazi's existence, it's always been a little bit of a rocky ride.
He literally said rocky ride. Rocky Mountain Construction, RMC. This is seriously proof, guys, that Gwazi will be RMC'd in 2020. It could potentially become, and there's a very nice high chance that it will become the best coaster at Busch Gardens Tampa. And I'm being serious. This will be an amazing addition for them. And Tigris is just a filler coaster and just nothing really compared to this 2020.
So we decided we're going to go ahead and revamp Gwazi into a new attraction.
He says revamp Gwazi into a new attraction. This is seriously easy proof They're trying to hide it, but they cannot hide it from the coaster enthusiasts. Gwazi will be RMC'd in 2020, and that is huge news for Busch Gardens Tampa fans, coaster enthusiasts all over the place, and just people in Florida in general, because not only is Busch Gardens Tampa getting Tigris next year in 2019, but the year after that in 2020, they could most likely, there's a 99% chance they'll get RMC Gwazi, which will be a really good ride. Potentially a dueling RMC, a Mobius Loop RMC, or they'll do the Storm Chaser treatment where they'll only have one track instead of a dueling coaster.
I can't give you any more information than that, but I can tell you that you're going to be holding on to your seats. All right, we're talking with Andrew State.
So yeah, Busch Gardens Tampa, they literally did not hide anything from that announcement that I have just heard, and I think that Tigris will be a nice solid addition. It won't be like some standout ride or anything, but I think it'll be a nice little addition, just another filler coaster. But 2020, you're going to have the number 2 or most likely the number 1 coaster at Busch Gardens Tampa, the first RMC in Florida, and that's going to be huge because Florida, they don't have any RMCs there, and that, even though Gwazi, it's a decaying structure for I know Gwazi has been vacant for quite a few years now, but they're going to be touching it now potentially with the RMC Gwazi. I think that will happen. They will redo the structure and improve the wooden supports and make them stronger and improve the material and top it all off with steel track with the crazy inversions and drops and airtime. RMC Gwazi is definitely going to be an exciting addition for Busch Gardens Tampa, as well as Tigris. Busch Gardens Tampa fans, you guys should be super excited because both of these coasters are going to be very nice additions, especially 2020 with RMC Gwazi. And I feel like this park is going to be growing a ton within the next few years with these rides. So thank you guys so much for watching. That was my overall analysis of Gwazi, potential RMC, and Tigris, the new for 2019 Premier Ride Skyrocket 2 model coming to Busch Gardens Tampa. And as always, stay tuned for more videos.